The social media platform, formerly known as Twitter, may soon have yet another shake-up. The owner, Elon Musk, has suggested users of X may soon have to pay for the platform. Joining us now is Trevor Long. He's a tech expert and editor with EFTM.com. Trevor, good to see you. Thanks for your time. Could Twitter, or X as we're meant to be calling it now, could that survive going behind a paywall, do you think?
I think it could, only because Elon has a cult following. Elon could make quite a bit of money by just charging users who are the most loyal to the platform, but in the end it would become even more insular than it is today, and it would lose millions of users. So while it might be actually a prosperous business, it wouldn't be the powerful social media platform that it is today.
And is it as powerful as it has been in the past, or has Threads, which was set up as a sort of competitor to Twitter after Elon Musk took over, has that become the platform that people are going to? How are the numbers going?
The numbers on Threads, well, we know that it got to 100 million, but they didn't tell us any more, and they haven't counted since. So we can only assume it hasn't got to another big milestone number like 150 or 200 million. And look, I think the good thing is that the people at Threads and Meta, Facebook, Instagram, are continuing to develop that platform. The challenge is essentially the historic amount of news organisations and news gathering that goes on Twitter. That's essentially the biggest thing that Twitter has going for it, is that immediacy, that real time, and nothing yet has been able to replace that. However, I would argue that the time usage on Twitter, X, is far down on where it once was. But you can never believe anything now that Elon says, because he's never released a stat that wasn't positive in his favour. So I can only imagine he'll find ways of making any stat look good, despite the fact that the platform is nowhere near as powerful as it once was.
Trevor, we heard in an earlier news report that one of the hostages who's just been released from Iran couldn't wait to be back in America, and one of the things he wanted to do was go and visit the Apple store to check out the latest iPhone. What are the latest and greatest features? I understand, I think it'll be out here in Australia on Friday. What are the big changes? Are there anything that people should be looking out for?
Yeah, look, the iPhone 15, this is the iPhone 15 Pro Max I've got in my hand here, launches on Friday. New charging port, USB-C, so I wouldn't be rushing out to get that if I'd just been released into civilization for the first time in a while. But I've got to tell you, the camera is the big thing that gets upgraded. It is quite remarkable what they've done with the camera on the most expensive model. The others have improvements, but this one has a 5-time zoom. I was literally just at a school concert, and the ability to get from the seating up into take a photo of my son was so much easier with a 5-time zoom. So I think the camera is a selling point. I think USB-C is a great thing for generally everyone, because if your partner has a Samsung, you both can use the same charging cable now. So some big wins there for consumers.
Is it worth the extra cash though for the latest one compared to the iPhone, 13 or 14? Are there that many differences between the latest iterations that it'd be worth the money? Because they're getting really expensive, aren't they?
They are $1,499 for the cheapest iPhone 15, and if you wanted to spec it right out, you could spend $2,900. Look, the simple fact is that I don't think you should upgrade from an iPhone 13 or 14 to the 15. If you've got an iPhone 12, it's still a great phone. But there are people with iPhone 10 and 11. Those people would get a dramatic improvement in everything about the phone if they were to upgrade now. And hopefully that 4 to 5 year upgrade cycle makes it more financially viable for people, as opposed to rushing out to sign up to another plan and commit yourself to a huge amount of money every month with a telco that really, it's not necessary. There's really not necessary to upgrade from last year's phone. So if you've got a 13 or a 14, stick with it. There'll be another one next year.
There's always going to be another one, isn't there, Trevor? That might be part of the problem. Gosh, more than $2,000 for a new phone. That is getting up there for sure. Trevor, always appreciate you making the time for us. Thank you.
A pleasure.